Hey ladies, it's Deesh, and I actually just wrote an article last night, myself and some other ladies in a group, in one of the groups that I'm in. We were talking about like relationships and being courageous enough to walk away, or women that are in relationships that they're, interestingly enough, some are, they're saying they're unhappy, but excuse me, they're saying that they're not unhappy, but at the same time they're feeling like, what if? And I just want to touch on that because after this great open discussion that we all had, it inspired me, of course, to have to write an article, because I'm just really not a fan of women who are in relationships who are stifled, women that are not doing like anything, or I'll say who clearly have put themselves on the back burner, who have totally forgotten about their goals and dreams, their hopes. They totally have just suppressed who they are, or what they always wanted to be. I guess to be a good woman, be that virtuous wife or be a good woman. And I'm not saying that there's no compromise in relationships. I'm not saying that. Of course there are. Of course there's give and take in every relationship. But there's no reason, at least in my opinion, that you shouldn't be, that you should not be happy. There's no reason that, like, all of your goals and all of your dreams and all of your heart's desires have to stay on the back burner because you're in a relationship. Like, I don't get that. Like, I don't get it, or I'm not a fan of it, should I say. And so I guess that's why I'm here. No more broken records. It's empowering women not to settle, and to put themselves first, because when you're better, everything around you is better. When you put yourself first and you make yourself a priority and you do the things that you love and that inspire you and that nurture your soul, that lifts your whole aura, your whole vibration, like how you show up in the world, how you are in the relationship, or how you enter a relationship. Like, there's a difference when you enter a relationship from a place of wholeness and, having, for example, traveled the world and, I don't know, moved across the country, or, when you have had experiences and you've, had fun and you've like just had this great, amazing life without a man. And then you meet someone and then you bring your lives together. Like, that's one thing, but then it's another thing to get in a relationship trying to fill a void, or you get into a relationship because you're bored, or of all things, desperate. And so, when you're coming from that space, that's also a different energy. And, trying to fill a void, the void that you should be filling is with your own self-love, your own self-love, your own self-care, you giving back to yourself, you taking time out to give back to yourself, to really get back to you, to do all the things that you've wanted to do. If you're getting out of a relationship, it's time to really for you to put yourself first. If you're in a relationship, and you're stifling, or you feel like you're constantly asking yourself, what if, to me, that's something that's in you that wants to come out. Something that's in you, that's like, I want you to try something new, or I want you to try something different. Like, There's probably some gifts and talents that you have undiscovered, or even the ones that you are aware of that maybe you're not using, that we need to see, that the world needs to see. And if that relationship is clogging that up, you know, I'm just gonna say the thing, right, that people don't want you to say. Like, I hate to say it, but like, consider taking a break. Consider taking a break, because I don't think anyone needs to stay in a relationship that doesn't allow them to grow. It doesn't allow them to be themselves, their authentic selves. If you are a woman with big dreams and big goals, and you've always been like that, you don't need to minimize who you are. You don't need to shrink for anyone, not a man, not anyone. You don't need to shrink and try to become someone that you're not to appease him, you know, to try to make him comfortable per se. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, you deserve to be happy and fulfilled and living your purpose, and your soul to be nurtured. And you know, if we're not in relationships that are helping us be our authentic selves, then what are we in a relationship for? If it's taking away from us versus adding to us, what are we there for? I mean, what are we really there for? So I'm not telling you to go out and break up tomorrow. I'm not saying to just walk away from your whole life. I'm not saying that. But I do want you to be honest with yourself. Please be honest with yourself. At least just start to think about whether or not you really are even happy. Are you really truly even happy in this relationship? You know, sometimes we grow apart, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but are you really happy? Are you genuinely happy? Or are you happy because you just have a man? You just have a man, and that's good enough for you. And if that's good enough for you, I'm not saying you're wrong. But is that the only reason why you're really in a relationship? Because you have a man? Or because he's a good man? Although the good man may not necessarily be right for you. And there's a difference. Good does not equal right. He may be a good man, but he may not necessarily be the right man for you anymore. And if you're growing and you have these big goals and dreams, and he just does not support them or get them, and you know, it's really just bringing you backwards instead of forward, then you know, I just don't know that I would encourage any woman in that situation to keep on with it, because you're gonna, at some point, in my opinion, that's suppressing it. It's just suppressing it. It's still there. And what can happen is you can just totally keep it all bottled up. And then what's going to happen is you're going to explode. One day you are just going to explode because you've bottled it up so long. Whether your unhappiness, your unfulfillment, the fact that you want to try a new venture and you've been afraid, or, you know, you haven't had the support from your husband or your boyfriend or your partner in general. You haven't had that support. And of course you don't want to like rustle any feathers and cause anything. I get it. But, you know, to live your entire life like that, always like wondering and questioning what if, and to just deny the truth of how you really feel, and what you know is what you probably should do or need to do or consider doing. Like, for you to deny the very essence of who you are isn't authentic. And oh my God, I just feel like that's a terrible way to live. And I just don't want any woman sacrificing her, I don't know, just not putting herself first and not loving herself enough to walk away from anything that doesn't grow her or serve her or really just make her happy anymore. Period, point blank. Love yourself enough to do what's in your best interest, okay? Men do that shit all the time, excuse my language, okay? Society, we're not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there right now, but men do it all. Men wouldn't hesitate to walk away and go out and build a business and then come back and pursue love again, you know? So do what's in your best interest, ladies. Do what's in your best interest. Put yourself first, and do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Don't stifle your soul. Don't shrink for anyone. Don't minimize who you are. Don't minimize who you authentically are at your core. And the visions and the dreams and the goals and the hopes that you've always had for yourself, they matter. They matter. They matter, and you matter, and you have a right to pursue them. And if you don't have the support that you need, unfortunately, then, you know, it's up to you to make that decision to walk away or not. But I just ask that you at least please honor yourself. Honor your feelings. Honor your truth. Honor your truth. Because the truth will set you free. And you can't deny the truth of how you've been feeling all these years or all this time or whatever. So that's all I wanted to say. I love you, and please honor yourself and honor your truth. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.